Hello, witches. Thank you for joining me for this live broadcast. I am High Priestess Ortophenus. This is a very special live broadcast. You may be joining me from Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or X because this broadcast is cursing someone, putting a curse on someone. Now, this broadcast may not be for every witch, but it is for every witch who is fed up, sick and tired of being sick and tired, and ready to release their fury on their enemies. Now, very quickly, let me say this disclaimer. The comments are being monitored. The comments are being monitored. So keep it cute in the comments or your comment will be deleted and you will be blocked. This is for witches who are serious about fighting back. This live broadcast is for witches who have had enough. This broadcast is for witches who are tired of being mistreated, abused, and bullied after trying to talk to the bully, trying to be civilized, trying to be nice and kind and love and light. That does not work. So the witch has to resort to cursing someone. A witch does not curse someone for no good reason. A curse on somebody who does not deserve to be cursed will not work. For a curse to work, that person has to deserve to be cursed. Let me say that again. For a curse to work, that person has got to be deserving of being cursed, because a curse can very well lead to that person losing their life. This is not a hex. A hex is something on a much smaller scale, but a curse causes the maximum damage to a person or persons. So that's why I say this broadcast is not going to be for everyone. Another reason why the comments are being monitored, because I can't have, as a high priestess, I can't have anybody interrupting it. I can't have anybody trying to hijack this broadcast and take the attention away for witches who are ready to fight back. I mean, really ready to fight back. I mean, really ready to give their enemy or enemies a dish served ice cold. So that's why the comments are being monitored. So keep it cute in the comments. I have to say it like that. I have to. Because there are witches out here who are hurting. And this broadcast may very well save lives, change lives, finally make their life better, because this person is gone. This bully, this abuser is now gone from their life. Can the curse that you might be asking, can the curse that I'm going to show you kill someone? Yes. I just said curses do the maximum damage, and that can include taking away a life. Witches do not release this type of energy with no good reason. If a witch put a curse on you, it's because you deserved it. A witch does not curse for no good reason. A witch does not curse with no good reason. The name of this curse is sleeping curse. This curse is designed to put your enemy or enemies in a state of sleep when something important come up. Like when they are driving, or maybe they are in the tub, the hot tub, and they fall asleep. We know what happens, what usually happens when you fall asleep in the tub. You drown, you die. We know what happens when you fall asleep when you are driving. You hit a tree, you die. You hit a moose, you hit a deer, you die. Or unfortunately, you might just be really hurt. But like I just said, a witch does not release that type of energy, that type of destructive energy for no good reason. So if this broadcast is not for you, if you are one of those witches who are only doing spells or good spells, then that's okay. This broadcast does not have to be for you. But if you are one of those witches that realize this truth, that love and light does not work, that sending your enemies love and light does not work. Why? Because sending your enemies love and light does not work. You have to speak to your enemies in a language that they can understand. Some witches might say, well, you are handing over your power to your enemies when you curse them. No, you are taking back your power when you curse an enemy, because that witch has done everything to be civilized, to be polite and nice and kind, and it does not work. It can't work. So now that witch must resort to cursing that person or persons, speaking their language, returning their energy. They have to, and they will. And they will, for those witches who want to fight back, for those witches who are fed up of being abused, mistreated, and bullied. So this broadcast is raw. This broadcast is for witches who are ready, for some witches finally ready to fight back. So this spell, I came up with it all by myself because I figured sleep. Everybody sleeps. But how can I use that in a curse? And this idea just came to me a couple of years ago, so I want to share it here live. And I know it's going to help a lot of witches who may be dealing with a person or persons who will not relent their stronghold on them. It's not going to be, this broadcast is not going to be too long, but it's going to be long enough for you to get all the information you need to stop this person or persons from bullying you. So let's get right into it. All right, witches. So the first thing that I do and you need to do before you curse someone is to protect yourselves. You have to protect yourselves before you curse someone so that nothing bad will come back on you. Now, it is true that if someone deserves to be cursed, it won't come back to you, but only if you do the proper things to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself when you curse someone, because your subconscious mind can torment you when you lay down at night because you did not protect yourself. You have to protect yourselves, which is before you curse someone, so that it will not come back on you. And like I said, the person has got to deserve to be cursed. You can't just curse just to curse. It has to be deserving. So what I'm going to do is, I have my tea light candle here. I have two. I have one for protection, and I have one for the actual curse. So what I'm going to do is dress this tea light candle with olive oil or extra virgin olive oil. It has to be a oil. It can be vegetable oil. It can be essential oil that you made for yourself or you brought, but I suggest that it is pure essential oil. That means it does not have anything extra, any synthetics. It should be pure. I know olive oil can be expensive, so that's why I say you can use olive oil that, not olive oil, vegetable oil that is available everywhere. So I'm using extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to pour just the tiniest amount on this tea light candle. The tiniest amount. You don't need to put a whole lot. The tiniest amount will suffice. That's a lot. Damn, how I do that? Okay. Well, I'm not gonna use all of it. You see, I tell you not to use a whole lot, and I end up using a whole lot. Well, I'm not gonna use all of this olive oil. I'm just gonna use a little bit of it. A lot came out. That's enough. I don't know why it came out so much like that though. Just spread it around. Try not to get too much on the wick because it has to light, and if it comes in contact with fire, it can create a big flame. So try not to get the oil on the wick. All right. So the herbs I'm going to use for protection are basil and lavender. And be sure to label your herbs switches so that you know what it is. Please label your herbs. So this is basil. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on top. Now, you may be wondering, why am I using 2 herbs for protection? Because this is a curse, that's why. With a curse, you want all the protection you can get. That's why I'm using 2 herbs, basil and lavender, for protection. Because with a curse, you want all the protection you can get. All of it. You do a protection spell when you do other spells, but you might just use just one type of herb. With a curse, you probably should use more than one for extra protection. Now I'm going to add my lavender that I pre-chopped because it was kind of thick, so I had to chop it up. I had to put it in my damn, what is this called? I forgot what it's called. But it's that thing that comes with that stick and you grind it into a powder. Damn, what is it called? I can't think of the name right now, but this is what it is, all right? So once again, this is for protection. I'm going to add it to the basil. All right. So this is for my protection. Now I need to find my lighter. Where's my lighter? All right, I got it. Now I'm going to light it. going to ask Hecate, the Queen of Witches, to join me in this magical working and protect me, protect the people on this live stream from any backlash, from being hurt. Hecate has us under her covering. Hecate, the Queen, the mighty, powerful, all-powerful Queen of Witches, Hecate, have us under her protection. During this live broadcast, nothing from any other world, no interruptions, no disturbances shall come by us. Hecate, I ask that you join us in this magical working. I ask that you give me strength. I ask that you add your strength to my own efforts, that you help the witch that is fed up. You help the witch that has had enough. You help the witch that needs protecting. You help the witch that needs a little bit of a stronger backbone. You help the witch, Queen of Witches, Hecate. Help the witch be as strong as you are. Hecate, I ask that you add your incredible strength to their own efforts. Hecate, I ask that you bless this curse on the person who deserves it, or the persons who deserve it. Hecate favors witches. Hecate protects witches. Hecate is considered witches her child, her devotee, her favorite. Hecate considers witches to be a voice of this generation, that there are not too many love and light witches remaining, because witches are using their power to fight back. All right, so I have my and yours protection ready. It's lit. I've called Hecate into this space. I feel her energy. I'm sure you do also. I'm ready. You're ready. So let's do this. All right, witches. So I have the name of these two things, the mortar and pestle. I hope I'm saying that right. But the mortar and pestle is used for cutting. It's used for grinding up hard herbs such as anise or cinnamon sticks. But that's what this is called. Mortar and pestle. It's used to grind up hard herbs and hard spices like cinnamon sticks to be exact. So once again, I have to cleanse this candle. Let me put this aside for now. I don't need it right away. I have my olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Remember, which is, it has to be a pure oil. So I'm going to dress this taillight candle for this curse. Once again, I poured too much. Well, you know what? It comes out too fast. It's not me. It's not me. It just comes out too fast. I won't buy this brand anymore. I will not be buying this brand anymore, because I don't like that. Once again, we make sure it goes all around the candle, the oil. Please, witches, try not to get any on the wick. All right, that's pretty good. That looks pretty good to me. Now I'm going to take this away for a little bit because I need to grind up my herbs for the actual curse. So let's put this over here. Let's zoom out. Bring this back. What I'm going to use for this curse is something called lion's ear. This lion's ear was given to me by a fellow witch, Danielle. You might know her as the Money Doggo that I post every Monday. Let me show you what it looks like. This is lion's ear. It's sharp. This herb here is sharp, so be careful with it. If this is the herb you choose, be careful with it because it's sharp, meaning it can cut you. I've been cut a couple of times, all right? This is lion's ear. My good friend Danielle always sends me herbs, and she sent me this, so I figured it's good to put in a curse because it hurts if you're not careful with it. So I'm going to take a little bit and just add it to that thing right there. Okay, let me just not touch it too much because I just pricked my finger. It hurts. So I'm gonna grind it. This takes a lot of patience. This takes a little bit of time. I believe I have some lion's ear that's already grinded. Let me go see if I can find some lion's ear that I've previously grounded. Give me a minute. All right, witches, so I was actually able to find some lion's ear that was already chopped up because it's hard, because you can prick your fingers and that hurts. So I have my lion's ear. The next thing, the main ingredient that I'm going to add is actually, believe it or not, Advil PM. Let me zoom in. Can I see that? Yeah. Advil PM. Advil PM is a sleeping pill, right? Right, because this is a sleeping curse to make people fall asleep at the most inconvenient time. So I'm going to add that to the lion's ear and grind it all together. I may not need both pills. Let me see how much I get out of this pill. I'm going to use this side of it because it's easier to grind than this side. It's hard to do. There we go. You just need a little bit of patience when doing a curse. You need a lot of patience when doing a curse, witches. All right, that's good and grind up enough. See it? You see it, you see it. It has to be a sleeping medication. It has to be Advil or Tylenol PM, some type of sleeping medication. So be sure to check that it says PM. Now I'm going to take my tea light candle that I anointed with the extra virgin olive oil. And then add my mixture to the candle. Do your best to get a lot of the sleeping pill. Along with the lion's ear. The reason why I'm using tea light candles is because it only takes, what, 2 or 3 hours, 2.5 hours to burn out all the way through. You can save the rest for other people. Like I said, with curses, you want to focus on either one person or one group of people, not cursing people for all different reasons. They all have to have the same reason for being cursed. You cannot curse someone. You can't curse different people for different reasons at the same time. They all have to have the same reason for being cursed. Now I'm going to light it. Then you want to say your intentions, what you want to happen to this person. You have to know the person's name. First or last name will work. So some intentions you might want to say, I have several examples. These are examples you can use for your intentions. When you are driving, your eyes will close with tiredness and you will lose control of the car and crash into a tree. You overslept for your job interview and the employer is no longer interested in you. You cannot stay awake on the date you met on the site Plenty of Fish. So he or she leaves you to snooze and for you to pay the bill. You cannot stay awake when your child is given a musical recital and you snooze loudly. You cannot stay awake at the movie cinema and ask to leave. You are refused a refund. You cannot stay asleep because nightmares interrupt you. You will fall asleep in the bathtub and not wake up. You will fall asleep while taking a test and fail the test. You will fall asleep while on the toilet and trip over your pants when you stand up to walk out of the bathroom. So these are intentions that you might want to do. These sound pretty good to me. They are straightforward and to the point. Now you take the person's name or their picture. So let's say you have the person's name. You take the person's name or their picture. And you burn it in the flame. Take the person's name or picture and burn it in the flame. All right, witches, so that was the sleeping curse to make somebody fall asleep at the most inconvenient time. Here is the tea light candle that I've used that is still burning strong. I'm sure you witches are going to use this curse when you have had enough of your enemies, when you are ready to fight back, when enough is enough, when the witch is tired of being a victim. Witches are not meant to be victims. Witches have the right to protect themselves. Witches have the right to fight back, because as witches, we know that the law does not work the same for us because we are witches. Listen, law enforcement is not going to protect us. We have to protect ourselves. We have to police ourselves. We have to look out for ourselves because nobody is going to do it otherwise. Only witches understand witches. Witches understand witches. Witches understand why witches curse. Witches know that cursing is actually a defensive or sometimes offensive mechanism. It's a way for the witch to keep him or herself safe, to protect their family, to protect their money, to protect their property, or to prevent themselves from becoming a slave. Yes, yes. A witch can only curse someone if the victim or victims deserve it. That's the only way a curse will work, if the victim deserves it. So I know this curse is going to help so many witches that it reaches. It can reach more witches if you share this broadcast. Share it on your stories, your other social media platforms, and tell them about this high priestess in New York who is anointed and appointed by the Queen of Witches to be a voice for witches who have ears to hear about real, significant, and permanently positive change through witchcraft, and hands to receive the Queen of Witches Hecate's best. So thank you, witches, once again. My name is High Priestess Orta Phoenix for joining me for this live pop-up broadcast, which I know is going to help so many of you. Thank you for joining me, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.